go back to their families of origin. When I was at the Department of Children and Family Services, less than 50% of the children who came into the child welfare system were able to be returned to their families.
These programs focus on working with kids from at-risk communities, partnering them up with shelter dogs, and really trying to instill that level of empathy that a lot of our students are missing. And they're not missing it, they just haven't had the opportunity to practice it. And a lot of them have been involved in domestic violence in their home, child abuse, etc., etc.
Do you know what he did to me? I said, well, tell me what you're thinking about. And she said, he did the thing to me that you do to make babies. She was furious, absolutely furious. Before that, she was very asymptomatic. She was not particularly distressed by what had gone on. But when she got enough information, cognitively, developmentally, to figure out, that's what this is that he's doing. That's when the level of awareness clicked in that made her feel she had been treated inappropriately.
Number one thing that our program does, we educate, but we really give people hope. Because as you know, DCFS is a pretty scary organization for people. And they often don't believe that they can get their kids back.
So what I do is I recruit, train, and supervise volunteers that help us provide their art activities at the Children's Courthouse.
We need to look at the spectrum of violence from childhood all the way into adulthood, because a child who's abused early in life then goes on to exhibit those behaviors as adults. So I've really gotten my management team to buy into looking at what's happening in the home and the family, looking at what's happening on our school campuses, and looking at out into the community.
As far as the brain is concerned, physical pain and intense social rejection hurt in the same way. The brain does not distinguish between that.
I am proposing that the interaction and relationship that's established with an animal can become that corrective emotional experience, providing these kids with an opportunity to re-experience an attachment relationship differently, without judgment, without fear, without shame.
So many of the cases we get, the woman might have been in a shelter and now is out of the shelter, has separated from, say, the husband, and has actually filed for divorce, or he's filed for divorce before she did. That's the types of cases we're going to talk about today.
But a 14-year-old girl who has been on the streets since she was 11, and you know her home had addiction in it, or she experienced domestic violence. She'd been in and out of the system, run away from foster care, and now we've come upon her at 14 years old. This is a different experience and a different need than the 16-year-old who has a two-parent family who got on the internet, met a boyfriend who's 30 in Texas and went off to meet him, and he turned around and put her out on the street. These are two different service provision needs. Not to mention the differences between a foreign national